San Diego, the undisputed craft beer capital of America. A culture inspired by the city's laid-back vibes and adventurous spirit. Join journalist and beer enthusiast Vince Meehan as we tour the most innovative local breweries, hear from their founders, and of course, taste some brews. These are the people who made San Diego a beer mecca. This is SD Craft Masters.
SD Craft Masters. I am Vince Meehan. We are here with Torie Berkel, and she is the marketing manager here at Second Chance Brewery. This is Carmel Mountain Ranch, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we're brewing. This is the facility. They have a tasting room in North Park. This is the actual brewery up here in the North County. And so they're actually brewing beer right now, making the magic happen.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Second Chance and the history?
Yeah, so we opened in 2015, so almost 7 years ago now. We'll be celebrating the 7-year anniversary in August of this year. And it is created by founders Virginia Morrison and Marty Mendiola, and they are currently still the owners and are a husband and wife duo. Virginia is very well known in the craft beer industry as she's been the San Diego Brewers Guild president. She's also been a part of the CCBA board and helping with diversity and inclusion. Marty has been in the craft beer since 1996, I want to say. So he's been in the craft beer industry for a very long time, worked at a few other places, and then had a dream of starting his own place. And voila, here we are at Second Chance Brewery, kind of a second chance for Virginia and Marty on their passions and their dreams. And then we also have a really big focus on giving pups a second chance. So a lot of our beers and fundraising efforts go back to local animal shelters and giving dogs a second chance. And so that's kind of where we got our name from.
And also, Virginia was one of the first people I talked to back in the day.
Yeah.
And she also told me that the Second Chance also went towards, kind of like refurbished wood.
Yes.
And kind of giving things a second chance design-wise.
100%, yeah. Everything in our tasting room is kind of sustainable because it is a second chance. So even some of the tables have been redone. They're from other restaurants. Marty worked at Rock Bottom, which closed. We inherited a lot of things from there and refurbished it and turned it into a second chance style. And I think even the baseboards are from Marty's childhood home. The fence that was built in his backyard, they tore it down and it's actually part of our brewery. So yeah, everywhere you look here, there's a lot of second chancing going on, from the people to the owners to the equipment.
Now, one of the first things they told me back in the day is they told me basically when it was just all starting out in 2015, that so much has changed, but this is the original. And they told me as long as you can survive for 2 years, pretty much you're good. But those 2 years are going to be some. Now here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
2022, and this place is beautiful. It's great. We did have a little bit of a setback with COVID. So how did you deal with that?
Yeah, there was definitely a little bit of a slowing period, but I will say our community has been amazing. The businesses around here, the community people of just neighbors and people that were walking by really came in and put in a lot of effort into buying to-go beer or, bringing in different things or just giving out gift cards. And so honestly, it helped a lot during COVID because we were able to work with some people that are already regulars and things like that, and they helped us stay alive. And then we also got really creative and got focused on our can packaging, and that kind of took off during COVID for us. Like just some of the specialty beers that we put into cans really helped us kind of grow outside of just, our local community.
And speaking of the cans,
2015,
when things are just starting, I don't remember there being cans. And then I don't remember who first started it, but it was kind of like, what do you mean we're drinking beer out of cans? It just seemed like going backwards. Now everybody's doing it, and it really helped you out with the whole COVID situation.
100%, yes. Yeah, it was incredible.
And then so we've got also, I've seen Second Chance a lot at the Beer Fest, and unfortunately the Beer Fest, they had to go on a hiatus as well. But it seems like they're coming back now. We're going to look forward to a summer of a lot of beer fests.
We are. Actually, I think we're going on this coming Saturday. And we're going to be at the North Park Beer Festival.
Oh, I'm going to be there.
Yep, so we'll be there for that one. I know the San Diego Brewers Guild is working on getting theirs back up and running. There's a couple others throughout the summertime that we'll be going to. We won't be going to everything, but we'll be at all the beer fests that we can make.
Well, it's good to have them back because that's really where the people, they gravitate, and that's where you get all the interaction with everybody. It's kind of when they find out who's doing what.
Exactly, yeah.
And then so going back to 2015, one more time.
Yeah.
So much has changed.
Yes.
It used to be just kind of beer.
Yes.
Now we've got sours. Now we've got pastry bombs. Now we've got all these different things that have happened.
Yeah.
What do you see happening in that trend, and how are you guys focused on that?
Yeah, so I mean, in 2015, you probably remember Tabula Rasa, Mulligan, and Seize the IPA were kind of the cores, and those still are a great staple of our company. But as COVID approached and the world just kind of changed a little bit, looking for something that's a little more unique, the hazy, IPA style came into play, and that's still a craze. I mean, it hasn't ended. We thought maybe that'd be a phase, but no, it's here to stay, the hazy IPAs. And so we kind of were like, okay, what can we do to kind of differentiate ourselves and be a part of the new and the exciting? And Marty is so skilled in what he does, and so Fluffy Tangerine Clouds is kind of born out of that. And same with Fistful of Gummies, our sour that kind of reminds you of, that favorite candy from when you were a kid.
Is that right?
Yes. I'll let the brewers speak a little bit more on that, but we kind of adjusted knowing that we wanted to keep our true base. So like Fluffy has real tangerine juice in it, which kind of goes back to our core that we don't like artificial as much. But at the same time, we know that we need to stay current and we need to bring in some of these new styles, and that's kind of where these kind of came from.
And it's kind of creating your own little recipe here now, because the IPAs, they can be a little bit oily.
Yes.
And kind of like fish, to counteract it, maybe you sprinkle some lemon on there. But I've seen a lot of the IPAs now, especially the hazies, with tangerine, nectarine, orange, and it creates a really good flavor profile.
It does. It just balances it, and it pairs well with food. Honestly, you add in a little bit of a fruit aspect, and it really elevates maybe some of the food you're eating, or sitting at home around the fire pit and enjoying a snack or something like that. Yeah.
Well, the good news is that we're going to get your head brewer, Tom, over here and get to taste some of this stuff.
Yes.
But go ahead, before you leave, tell us a little bit about what's in the future for new styles of beers coming up at Second Chance.
Yeah, so we're super excited. We're actually launching Buddy, our new light, well, I wouldn't call it light lager. It's more of a, drinkable. It's gonna be about 4.6 ABV, so it'll be a great summer beer. And that Buddy lager is also gonna be a portion of every sale from our tasting rooms to the cans. We'll be going back to local animal shelters and giving back to dogs, and that's a big passion of ours, and so we wanted to bring that into a can. And so the can is beautiful, it's white. We don't have it here today. It's on its way, and it'll be here very soon. It'll be launching at the end of April, and it'll be our new core beer as a lager. And yeah.
So there you go. You heard it here first. We got summer coming up before you know it.
We do.
Everybody likes to drink lagers in the summer.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've been seeing trending. A lot of the breweries are now focusing on lagers.
Yes.
And you can come on down here to Second Chance.
Yes.
And enjoy. It's dog friendly.
Yes.
You have live music on Saturdays?
Yeah, we have live music, we have comedy shows, we have all sorts of great events here. Yeah, from our tasting rooms to the big brewery week, we have a lot of great events.
Okay, Carmel Valley Ranch. So we're going to talk to Dan. Thank you so much for coming with us. And stay tuned. We're going to talk about the beer.
Thank you.
Back against every wall, forget to walk, learn to crawl, wind up here every time.
All right, so we're back with head brewer Tom Mercado.
Yes, sir.
Mercado, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mercado.
Mercado. I'm Italian, so I have Mercado.
Right.
But what you're doing here is we're going to be doing some tasting, and the first one is?
This is our Fluffy Tangerine Clouds. It is a tangerine-infused hazy IPA.
Hazy IPA, and
Yes,
everybody
sir.
knows what that is.
Yes, I'm pretty sure people are familiar.
First of all, tell me a little bit about how you've been here, how long you've been, where you came from.
Great. So I actually learned how to brew from our owner and brewmaster, Marty Mendiola.
Oh, really?
He was
the best.
He was the first person to ever teach me how to do it professionally 10 years ago. And then I left his employment and lived in different countries and states and brewed all over. And then when on my return to San Diego, I gave him a call and I was like, I think you need me, and I'd love to come back and work for you. And so 10 years, full cycle, back working for Second Chance now, and I've been here for about 9 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
And head brewer already.
Head brewer right out the gate.
Look at that.
Look at that. Yeah.
All the people that want to be, a brewer, and they're out there doing their home brewing, and they're doing this and that. But 9 months, it can happen. People. It can happen.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, right place at the right time.
Sure. Yeah.
And
they
I got
needed
to tell
somebody like
you,
myself.
he's one of the best.
Absolutely.
So that just rubs off, hopefully. Well,
Absolutely.
actually, we're gonna see if it rubs off.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
So this is Hazy IPA, of course, and it's very, very popular right now. I love it because it's basically unfiltered, is what it is, right?
Correct. Unfiltered. We use certain malts, including oats and wheat and things like that give it that haze and give it that body.
Oh, okay.
Additionally, we use all of the hops that are added for flavor and aroma, and almost none for bitterness.
Okay.
Which is what gives it that really strong flavor with a very opposite of the West Coast IPA.
And what kind of hops you got in here?
Great. So we focus mostly on citrus hops to complement the tangerine. We use a hop called Equinox, Centennial, Cascade.
Okay.
And we just really try and focus on the citrus forward one and let that tangerine really shine.
And so it's very important these days that you smell the beer as well.
Absolutely.
So where do we get here?
Yeah,
I smell orange right off the bat.
Yeah, so that's our tangerine. We do use a tangerine product. Additionally, you'll get a lot of the esters from the yeast. Another unique thing about this style is that we usually add dry hops in fermentation, which causes the yeast and the hops to react and create a very explosive, very fruity aromatics from the actual fermentation.
Okay.
Yep, and you get that nice little pithy tangerine thing going.
And let's see what we're talking about here. Well, that tangerine cuts through right up front.
Oh yeah.
It reacts with everything else to get almost a little bit of honey in there too, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little sweetness.
And what I like about it is it's just a little bit more thicker in your mouth. It's not like a lager, which is very thin and crisp.
That's right.
And that's kind of what I like about this.
Yeah, the hazy IPAs, they have that full mouthfeel, that little bit of residual sweetness. Like I said, we try and definitely hit the style, but with ours being a tangerine hazy IPA, a lot of the decisions we make in the recipe and in the creative processes is really to complement that fruit-forward tangerine.
And you're right about that, because there's nothing bitter about this beer at all.
That's right, yeah.
It's almost like, if you're out there at brunch, maybe you want to have one of these instead of a mimosa.
Right, absolutely, yeah. One of those is almost like you're floating on a cloud.
Yeah.
A fluffy tangerine cloud.
And as far as hazy IPA, I mean, when you started brewing beer 10 years ago, it was completely different.
Sure.
Now you've got stuff like this. So how did you adapt to that?
Great. Well, I'm a firm believer in constantly evolving, and I think that that's something that I brought to Second Chance, and that we have shown that we can do, because we were always known for having some of the best traditional styles. But as the world has changed, so shall we, right? And it's always fun and interesting in beer because there's always something new to learn from your peers or from the consumers, and so we've done a good job of adapting as well, and I think that this is proof of that. So having gone from the West Coast IPAs with strong back bitterness and dank notes into fruit-forward, full-bodied hazy IPAs, and being able to make both styles successfully, that's been definitely a new strength of ours.
Now, what could we, new? I mean, talk about a sour beer here.
Oh yeah.
That's something that, go ahead and pour a couple glasses.
Absolutely. So our Fistful of Gummies is one of our fastest growing brands.
That's what Torie was talking about. She said like the candies. That's what I can expect?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. It wouldn't be, you won't be disappointed. This beer is a kettle sour ale. It does use lacto bugs to sour the wort prior to fermentation.
Go ahead and explain a little bit about the sour, because I don't really know the difference. So how do you make a sour?
So really, there's two types of yeast when it comes to brewing. There's what we call clean yeast, and there's sour yeast. Now the clean yeast is you're gonna find in most of your ales, right? It is a very controlled fermentation. It eats sugar, it creates carbon dioxide and alcohol, and then it goes dormant. The sour yeast on the other side are what we call sour bugs. More accurately, they're bacteria.
Okay.
They will actually create acids from the fermentation process and create tartness in the liquid. So we take the same wort process that we could basically send that beer over to our ale yeast and just create beer. But what we do is what's called a kettle souring process. We keep the liquid wort about 90 degrees for anywhere between 24 and 72 hours, and we add the bacteria in. Now this bacteria is going to start to consume some of the sugar, but also create a lot of acids to make the liquid tart. And the great thing about the kettle souring process is that you then turn on your heat, you boil the liquid, essentially killing the bacteria and stopping any potential contamination, and then you proceed with the fermentation process as usual. So you get this nice tart, crisp character out of the wort prior to fermentation.
And is that used for any other beers or just sour beers?
We only use it for sour beers currently, yeah. And then there are some other bugs, wild bugs, Brettanomyces and things like that we do not experiment with. We are only what's called a clean sour facility.
Okay.
So we guarantee that when the souring, when the wort leaves the process, it is stabilized and there's no potential contamination from the rest of our brewery.
Okay.
But yeah, and this one is our Fistful Gummies is a fruited sour, so we do use a fruit blend as well, and a little bit of organic agave in it as well.
And the coloring, where does that come from?
That comes from our fruit.
Really?
We use a raspberry, blueberry, lime, and cherry.
And that's actually in here.
That's correct.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely. So very fruit forward on the nose. You smell a little bit of that.
A little bit
tartness
almost
as well.
like kombucha.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's very similar bug, bacteria.
Okay. That's the smell anyway. What does it taste like? Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Now see, I was expecting that whole, the gummy sour, so I was like bracing myself, but it's actually quite nice. Let me see here.
Yeah, once again, like I said, one of our greatest strengths being that we've a clean, very, very high quality liquid brewery. We like to view this style, the Fistful Gummies, as, we're representing the adjunct community. We're representing the candy drinker and all these exciting new styles. But we want to bring a little bit of balance and drinkability to it at the same time. And I think that we're able to kind of get both markets simultaneously with this beer, and it makes it super, super drinkable.
It's almost got a texture like champagne.
Sure.
So it's got that like on an afternoon picnic or something. I could see you having this. And it's got sweetness, but it's not overpowering. It's just kind of like, so it's very, very refreshing.
Nice, yeah, we absolutely like it. Yeah, the acidity of that really helps with that, right? The acidity from the fruit as well as from the bacteria helps cut through that sweetness nicely.
So yeah, it scared me at first. I thought we were gonna get that blast, but it was actually very, very pleasant.
Yeah.
We had an award ceremony.
Yes, there was a local beer magazine.
Second Chance walked away with a couple of awards.
That's right, yeah. So the local San Diego Craft Beer Magazine from the Guild, they had a sort of crowdsourcing awards. Not so much tasting competitions, but more just how's the community feel about your brewery. And we were very excited this year for two of our beers. One of them, Fistful of Gummies, took away with a bronze medal for sour ale.
I can see why. It's
Absolutely.
very, very good.
Yeah, and this is a beer that's very new to us. We've only had it in our portfolio for.
Have you ever made a sour?
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I make this one all the time.
No, I mean before this, did you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
In my previous time in the brew pub, I had made a number of sours.
I was gonna say that was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, they're great. And then also in that award ceremony, our best selling, most awarded beer is our Tabula Rasa Robust Porter, and that one is that's the most awarded Robust Porter in the country, and it is that one took a medal as well at that ceremony. So that was exciting.
Nice. So we've got Hazy IPA. We've got the sour. And these are kind of, new kids on the block. The Hazy IPA has been around for, a little while.
Yeah.
You're going to look into your crystal ball. What do you see happening here in the next couple of years? Something exciting?
Yeah, well, we're all in. I think that craft beer is very exciting, and all these new creative and flavored and interesting adjuncted beers. But really, in the future, what I see is yellow beer. I see yellow beer.
That's
on
what
the
everybo's
horizon.
saying.
Oh yeah, and it's true. I mean, you're
going back to the roots, right?
Yeah, when brewers get together, very rarely are we drinking tons of hazy IPAs. It's lagers, it's pilsners, it's so for us, our most exciting release is coming up in about 2 weeks. It's our newest lager release, the Buddy Lager. It's going to be 16-ounce traditional, German lager, 4.6%, just absolutely drinkable, super, super clean, beer-flavored beer for the beer drinker, and we're very excited to get on that, to release it, get it out into the market, and certainly drink some of it.
Well, you heard it here.
Right.
We've got, and that's a number of times I've heard that we're going to go back to the roots here with the lagers. You want to taste, that just basically the beer that you grew up with, the beer that's very standardized. And right here at Second Chance, come on down. They've got a lot of stuff going on, new beers, some standard beers. You got the lager to look forward to. It was great meeting you.
Hey, so nice
Thank
to
you
meet
for
you
all
as
the
well.
information.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good luck on the next year's awards.
Yeah, don't drink those too fast, all right?
I promise. Thank you. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Don't you take me for a fool. I've seen how love can be so cruel. I know you walked this road before, and you may walk it once more. And all the promises